Banking is a regulated industry, and with good reason. One need to look no further than the financial crisis when millions of Americans lost their homes, jobs, and retirement savings. And businesses across the country had to close their doors and let their employees go. And taxpayers had to bail out some of the worst offenders just to prevent an even bigger meltdown. But I also believe that regulation isn't a one-size-fits-all exercise. A community bank or credit union that makes loans to small businesses and home buyers poses different risks and should be treated differently from an integrated mega bank with multinational scope and sophisticated trading operations. So I'm eager to work with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle on targeted consensus measures that help small institutions better serve their communities and compete in the marketplace, and to reduce unnecessary burdens for institutions of any size. However, in the desire to do that, and I've often said that community banks were not the cause of our financial crisis in the preceding years, I would, however, caution that those who would seek to use regulatory relief for small institutions as a pretext for other goals, such as gutting important consumer protections or financial reforms, will face a challenge by many of us. I believe that regulatory relief is compatible with protecting consumers, investors, and taxpayers. But I would have serious concerns about attempts to hijack the process and undermine these goals, for example, by creating overly broad carve-outs for or imposing a rigged version of cost-benefit analysis that would block almost any regulatory action and invite frivolous legal challenges at taxpayers' expense. So I think that regulatory relief, at least as I envision it, to make and help community banks and credit unions and others be able to function effectively in the marketplace and help consumers is a shared bipartisan interest. But I hope it is not the opportunity in which some will look to slay the very provisions that ultimately has brought us further and further back to away from the systemic risks that created not a systemic risk just for those institutions, but for the entire nation. I don't want to relive that again, but I do want to work with all of you to create greater abilities to be able to function effectively, and of course with the appropriate oversight.